everybody, what's up? It's Kat, your favorite ginger bibliophile, and I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you're getting ready for Halloween, my favorite time of year, because that's what I've got for you today, is a bunch of recommendations to help you get into the mood. We've got a little bit of cozy, some more young, adult, early on stuff that I haven't read in forever, but I remember loving as a teenager. A few things that I haven't read, and my cute little man. Because, dude, October's coming up. We gotta start getting into the spooky. And some of it isn't necessarily scary, but it's got kind of a gothic atmospheric vibe, or it's straight up about Halloween. So, hopefully you'll enjoy some of these, and if not, well, soon I'll be back to doing reviews of, all my favorite genres, and a few that I'm branching into. Oh, little man, what do you say? That sound good? Hey, no, I don't care, Mama. Just pet me or give me some peanut butter. Mwah. 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 He hates it when you give him kisses. Only he's allowed to give kisses. So, my cute little co-host who's staring off into space there. So we'll start off with the, cozy ones in case you're not really the scary type, but you still want some Halloween. And for that, I've got Mrs. Claus and the Halloween Homicide. And you can tell from the cover that this is a cutesy one with a cute little man booty. Okay, back to nappy time. And this one is, the boyfriend got me this for Christmas a couple years ago because, dude, it's cutesy Christmas, but it's literally Halloween. Think Nightmare Before Christmas, but in reverse. We got Mrs. Claus trying to bring Halloween to the North Pole, and somebody is not happy about that and keeps trying to, cause accidents. And there's also, drunken reindeer, so it's cutesy, it's cozy, it's not the least bit scary, but it's Halloween, it's a fun time. And I almost couldn't find this on my shelf. I'm like, I know I haven't unhauled it. I've only read it once. And I'm not going to let him catch me giving away books that he got me for Christmas presents. But, yeah. It was on my TBR bookcase. And it was on the very back row. On a shelf that's 3 deep because I'm running out of space. Oops. And hey, to be fair, I've already done a little minor unhauling this year. I've given away 6 books to my coworkers, so what's a girl gonna do? And then next we have Blood and Chocolate by Annette Curtis Klause, who also wrote The Silver Kiss, which I remember reading this when I was 14 or 15, and this is actually, it's a movie too, which I did not find out until I was in college for the second time around, and they had a little 2 bookcase, section of, Blu-rays and DVDs. I'm like, I recognize that name. And it actually is based on this book. And, if that doesn't give it away, it's about werewolves. It's about this, 16-year-old girl who is a werewolf and has a crush on, a local teenage human boy. And her pack finds out and is not happy because, excuse me, he's mortal. He's food. You're supposed to be banging one of us? Yeah. So they, terrorize him, and it's a whole big thing. But, so, it's, Paco says, Vivian Gandaleon relishes the change, the sweet, fierce ache that carries her from girl to wolf. At 16, she is beautiful and strong, and all the young wolves are on her tail. But Vivian still grieves for her dead father. Her pack remains leaderless and in disarray, and she feels lost in the suburbs of Maryland. She longs for a normal life. But what is normal for a werewolf? Then Vivian falls in love with the human, a meat boy. Aiden is kind and gentle, a welcome relief from the squabbling pack. He's fascinated by magic, and Vivian longs to reveal herself to him. Surely he would understand her and delight in the wonder of her dual nature. not fear her as an ordinary human would. Vivian's divided loyalties are strained further when a brutal murder threatens to expose the pack. Moving between two worlds, she does not seem to belong in either. What is she really? Human or beast? Which tastes sweeter? Blood or chocolate? This is very much a YA, obviously somewhat, like, romance, but it's still, you know, perfectly kind of creepy and monstery for Halloween. And keeping that kind of YA atmospheric thing going, we have House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin Craig that I reviewed for y'all earlier this year. And there's a sequel to it now, but it's only in hardback, and I've only read one of her books, so you gotta earn that hardback money. I'm waiting for paperback, hopefully, but this one, I mean, look at that cover. You can't tell me that's not kind of creepy there. It's not necessarily, like, ghosts and Halloween, but it is gothic and a little bit kind of dark. I mean, we start out with, they were going to a funeral of somebody's teenage daughter. It's not the first funeral that family has had for their kids, and it will not be the last. And then it ends on some messed up stuff, because then we get the sequel, House of Roots and Ruin, that I totally want, but I ain't got hardback money yet. So that is a really good friggin' time, just dark, kind of gothic-y, fairy tale-ish. And in that vein, I just finished an awesome book that I need to do a review for y'all. It's by one of my favorite authors, and I'll put it up here somewhere, because I read it on Kindle, actually. It's part of a duology. It's Gilded by Marissa Meyer. And it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, so, I mean, there is romance, if you're into that sort of thing. But it's not the cute Disney version where, we've got the drunk, Miller that went running off at the mouth and told some folks that, hey, my daughter spends gold trying to get a free drink, and gets overheard and ratted out to the greedy guy that, yep, I'm king, you're gonna spend me gold or you're all gonna die. No, that's not what this one is at all. It is the Miller's daughter, but she accidentally tells the king herself, and I don't mean the human king. No, this is the basically, like, devil that hides behind the veil and only comes out on the full moon with his hunting party. And she saves a pair of moss maidens by claiming, oh, no, I'm not hiding anyone out here that you were looking for. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I was just out here harvesting, some straw, because it's best under, midnight moon to collect it to make it the best gold. Yep, totally. And so, of course, he doesn't even sit for it. He straight up kidnaps her and goes, you're going to do this or I'm going to slaughter your whole family. And then, she does it. And, of course, he can't just let her go. So, it's exactly what you think of, she's going to keep doing this or she going to die. And Greedy Butt wants to marry her and keep her around. And like I said, it's a duology. So, the sequel is Cursed. I haven't read that one yet because it's not on Kindle Unlimited, so I have to actually get a physical copy and, buy it and wait for it to arrive. But, it's so freaking good. Not that that's surprising, it's Marissa Meyer. That's been on my, wish list for a while now. So, y'all have to go check that one out. And then I've got another one that I actually have to check my Goodreads because I don't know if I've read this one or not. It's still in really pretty cover and clean, but it's Halloweenland. So obviously it's Halloween themed. I think I did actually read this, but it's been a while. And so this is by Sarrantonio. Sarrantonio. Okay, yeah, that was horrible. But it's basically, let's see, what do I remember about this one? It was something about, a dead pumpkin field. It used to be this thriving thing, and now it's just mess everywhere. Everything's gone to crap and, abandoned. I remember it being very, not really scary, but kind of atmospheric. In Orangefield, Halloween is never normal, and this year will be no exception, for Orangefield is now the home of Halloweenland, a bizarre carnival run by the mysterious Mr. Dickens. No one who sees the carnival doubts that it is a very strange place, but its real secrets can hardly be imagined. So, yep, nice, creepy, perfect for Halloween moods. And then, it wouldn't be me without a little Dean Koontz. So, of course, we've got the first, my favorite, The Taking, which is classic old school Dean Koontz. Though I wish I had a less bright, cover like the version that I initially read. But this is basically, if you don't know, some like alien microbe thingy gets into the atmosphere through a rainy night, and people start becoming other. Except for, like, a couple people that somehow are immune to it. And, of course, like, Stephen King, when there's animals, don't trust him, because he's probably going to kill the doggy, and I'm going to be mad at him. Dean Koontz actually loves his doggies, so they're always safe. They're the good guys. That is one thing I will say for him. And this is nice and creepy. No exception. And then, I think I read this as a library, book, and then went and had to go and buy it, because this is way too clean to have been read multiple times. I mean, this sucker's still in good shape, and it's been on my shelves a minute. But, Tock. This is another one that I borrowed from the college library, and it is freaking creepy. This is classic good time, scare yourself Dean Koontz. Like, it doesn't seem like it would. I mean, the basis of it is this creepy doll. But, of course, it's not just a normal doll. Tommy Fan is a successful detective novelist living the American dream in Southern California. One evening, he comes home to find a small rag doll on his doorstep. It's a simple doll, covered entirely in white cloth, and, with crossed black stitches for the eyes, and a mouth, and another pair forming an X over the heart. Curious, he brings it inside. That night, Tommy hears an odd popping sound and looks up to see the stitches breaking over the doll's heart. And in minutes, the fabric of Tommy Fan's reality will be torn apart. Something terrifying emerges from the pristine white cloth. Something that will follow Tommy wherever he goes. Something that he can't destroy. It wants Tommy's life, and he doesn't know why. He has only one ally, a beautiful, strangely intuitive waitress he meets by chance. Or by design, far beyond his comprehension. He has too many questions, no answers, and very little time. Because the vicious and demonically clever doll has left this warning on Tommy's computer screen. The deadline is dawn. Tick tock. If that doesn't get you in the mood to read it, I don't know what will. And there's another book that I have to tell you about from also Kindle Unlimited that is it's not per se scary, though it does have monsters, but it's got a very gothic, dark academia feel. Though I did just read the sequel, and I'm very upset with that. It went from creepy to very graphic romance with a little bit of plot. I'm loving the friggin' plot. But all the, I hate you so much I want to kill you, which really makes me want to, use you for other things or be used. It is kind of, we could have taken like 150 pages off of this book. But the first book is The Coven by Adeline Grace. That's the other book I'm thinking is Harper L. Woods. Yeah, I've been reading a few different authors right now. And The Coven is exactly what it sounds like. It's a story about witches that have their own little, very tiny school. And there are vessels who are basically like vampire golems that only feed on witch blood because they're basically encased demons, because that's where the witches came from, was they got their power from one of our main characters, ancient bloodline making a pact with the devil for powers to be able to, protect herself and her family, and it has since been perverted, and the Coven and the Covenant that is the head of all of this has butchered all of what witchcraft was supposed to be and is just power hungry and evil. And our main character has been sent to, kill off part of them, and things go awry. And it's also basically if you have daughters, do not treat them like crap, because their daddy issues will lead them to hook up with the literal devil, because he said she was cute and paid attention, which you never did. So, yeah. This is also a very big warning of, don't give your daughter daddy issues. The results will be disastrous. Just remember how you were in your 20s. So, but it's dark, it's gothic, it's atmospheric, it's such a good time. Till we get to the sequel, and the first one has a little bit of romance and getting it on. The second one, that's half the book. So, do with that what you will. And then, this one I might actually have to put on my TBR. I have never read this. It's Blood Groove by Alex Bledsoe. Does that not look like a creepy good time? I have no idea what this one is. I got it from some discount bookstore before it closed down because COVID sucks. But it's supposed to be a vampire novel. So hopefully this is nice and creepy. It doesn't look like it's going to be a friendly vampire novel. And then I remember reading this one by The Beast House by Richard Laymon. And I think he's got a couple other books. He's fairly well entrenched in horror. I think I might even have a couple buried on my shelf somewhere. But this was a good freaking time. The house known as Beast House has become a museum of the most twisted and macabre kind. It's a monument to its own infamous past. On display inside are wax figures of its victims, their bodies mangled and chewed, mutilated beyond description. The tourists who come to Beast House can only wonder what sort of terrifying creature could be responsible for such atrocities. Surely nothing human. So, yeah, this one apparently is the internationally best-selling author of The Cellar, which I don't remember seeing that one at the store when I grabbed this one. It's another one of, there used to be this bookstore that everything it's new, but it's still all half off, which, that is my price range for an author I've never heard of, so I got this for a whopping $4. Totally freaking worth it. And, I promised y'all 10, but as a bonus, yeah, I've got a coworker who keeps telling me I totally need to try Jim Butcher from the Dresden Files, so I've got White Knight, which is my read for Occult Detective October, created by the lovely MJ over at Reading This Life, and I will link her down below. There's a whole bunch of prompts that I will probably not be doing, because I have already got some books planned that I want to try to read off my TBR bookshelf that don't really fit the vibe of that, but totally got to try this one. I've heard a lot of good things about this author and this series, so I'm excited. And if y'all need some more creepy, y'all know I love me some urban fantasy. I love me some witches and vampires, so I've got a whole playlist of urban fantasy, and I might need to start separating some of that out as horror instead of just, monster general stuff. Let me know if y'all would be interested in that, and I will see you soon. Bye. Have some spooky reading.